Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another vlog. In today's vlog, we're going to be resetting for the month of February because today is the first of the month. We're going to go grocery shopping, clean our house to reset our space, and then we're going to sit down and reflect on the goals from the month of January and set new goals for the month of February. I'm really excited about this month. One, because it's Black History Month, but two, I just feel like January was just too much. It was just too much going on in the month of January. And I feel like February is going to be the perfect reset that I need to just get back on track. And if you guys are new here, my name is Ulyssia. I'm a work from home mom of 3 girls, and I do work remotely as a project manager. And I basically share my life on how I balance work and life as a full-time working mom, training for my first half marathon, all the things. So if you're interested in those type of videos, please make sure you hit subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started with resetting our space. And then we're going to come back and sit down and reflect on our goals. So we just had our groceries delivered from Publix. I'm going to go ahead and unpack all of this and do a quick haul for you guys. I still need to run to Sam's later today to pick up our second order, but that won't be ready until around 4. So let's unpack, do a quick haul, and then we're going to continue cleaning so we can get this house together. Quick haul, we have some rice, which is actually smaller than what we needed, but that's fine. We have some fruit for the girls. Their favorite, we got apples, strawberries, and watermelon. We bought some more breakfast sausage. We needed some more sugar, flour, seasoning, and we also picked up some onion. We are, of course, still missing our protein, which we're going to go back to Publix later today. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you always do better with picking your own meat. So either later today or maybe tomorrow morning, we'll go to Publix and pick up more chicken and beef that we need to cook dinner for this week. Let's go ahead and finish cleaning up, and then we'll chat more later when we get to our monthly goals section. reset our house. Let's go ahead and hop into our goals from the month of January to review to see what we accomplished, what we didn't, and what were some lessons learned from the month. Just as a reminder, my goals are separated into 4 different categories. We have personal, health and fitness, photography, YouTube, Instagram, and career. They're all bucketed into one because I do consider YouTube and Instagram to be part of my career because it is a side hustle for me. So let's go ahead and review some of the goals that I set for the month of January. So for the personal category, one of the goals that I had is no scrolling in bed at all at night. And I will say that I did not accomplish this 100% because there were a few nights, especially after the whole TikTok ban, that I was in bed when I shouldn't have been, scrolling through threads and other social media apps just to try to figure out what was going on. And I'm not even going to lie, the night that TikTok was banned and it went dark, I was actually watching a video and it froze on me and I kind of like refreshed. So yeah, that whole thing happened, and that is part of the reason why I'm not going to mark that as complete. Moving down to the next goal that I have here, which is weekdays, sleep before midnight. Yes, I do this every single night for the most part because I wake up very early in the morning, especially during the weekdays. I wake up at 5, between 5 and 5:30 every single morning. And by the time I get to 8 o'clock, if I'm being honest, I am like beyond exhausted. So I'm doing whatever I can to get the girls in bed so that I can also fall asleep because, again, I wake up so early. I'm like extremely tired by the end of the night. So we're going to say that this has been completed. So moving down to our next goal, which was read 4 books. I'm going to be honest, I did not read 4 books. This month I've read about technically 3.5. There was one book that I started, and I'll put it up on the screen because I don't have my Kindle right in front of me, but I started reading the book, and to be honest, I just couldn't get into it. I tried so hard to get into it, couldn't get into it, so I stopped reading that temporarily. I started Magnolia Parks. It's good so far, but it's kind of like a slow start, so I'm trying to stick with it and not DNF because I've heard from so many people that it's actually a pretty good book. So I want to continue to try to push through that. But on top of reading Magnolia Parks, I'm also tandem reading a parenting book, which is titled How to Talk So That Kids Will Listen. That book so far is pretty good, but it does have like some homework in it so that you can actually implement what the book is trying to teach you. So I've been slowly reading that book and I'm trying to implement what it's teaching as I'm reading the book. Unfortunately, I'm not going to mark this one off saying that I've read 4 books, but on my TBR, I did read Rhythms, Blues, and oh my gosh, guys, that book was so good. The main character is an occupational therapy and her boyfriend is a rapper, and she basically feels like he doesn't love her. She feels like he was cheating on her with one of the artists that is in the same label as him. So she met someone who happened to be a producer who was producing her ex-boyfriend's album at the time, and they were kind of dating each other. It was supposed to be a one-night stand, but it ended up being more than that. So I don't want to like spoil the book, but it was a really good book, and all I have to say is Channing is a true definition of what it means to be a man and stand behind what you truly believe in, especially when it comes to your woman and if you really do love her. So if you want a good book, I think you should definitely read that. And as mentioned, I am also still reading Magnolia Parks. I'm about 20% through the book, and I'm still just trying to figure out what the heck is going on between Magnolia and BJ. Like, what are they doing? I'm still trying to figure that out, but I'll catch you guys up as soon as I finish that book. So that concludes everything in the personal category. So let's go ahead and move down to health and fitness. So for health and fitness, I mainly only had 2 goals, which were to start the Couch to 5K program and do my daily walk. So I did start the Couch to 5K training plan, and that does require you to go on a run at least 3 times per week. But I did not keep up with my consistent daily walks, which is why that is not checked off. So I'm hoping to get back on track again, and on days that I'm not running, that I will actually go for a walk so that I can keep up that momentum, because I really do love getting outside to get fresh air. I find that if I'm feeling overwhelmed from my work day or I'm just like overall stressed, going for a walk or a run really does help me calm down a little bit and, you know, just get some fresh air. So I'm going to continue on with that for this month. Moving into the next category, which is photography. I had 2 goals for photography, which was to take time to learn the manual settings for my camera and to take new pictures on my camera on a weekly basis. And I did accomplish both of those. I'm actually playing around with a few different settings when it comes to photography. I didn't know until I actually started looking into the settings on this camera. The newer Sony cameras have like built-in filters per se, so that you can kind of like play around with how the pictures look straight out of camera and you don't have to do any editing if you don't want to. So that's kind of what I've been playing around with, because especially when I'm like out and about with the girls, I don't want to have to continuously like check to make sure the lighting is good, and if it's not, I don't want to have to go back and post to try to fix it to get the picture to how I want it to be. So I'm still playing around with the settings, but we're getting a little bit closer than we were when I originally bought the camera, so that's a plus. And the final category that we have is YouTube/IG and career. One of the main goals that I had was to reach 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I am so close. I think I'm about 50 subscribers away from reaching that goal, but unfortunately I have not reached it yet. So if you are currently watching this video and you're not subscribed, I would love for you to hit subscribe down below, and I would just really appreciate you would help me get to my goal of 5,000 subscribers. And the second goal that I had was to post every day on short form starting on 1/3, which is when I filmed my last monthly reset. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it that was not a realistic goal for me whatsoever. When I made my goals in the beginning of the month, I was being a little bit too ambitious on what I thought it actually took to be consistent on short form, long form, and my blog, and posting every single day on short form on top of my long form videos and keeping up with my blog posts. It was just not realistic whatsoever. So this past month has really taught me that if I want to consistently produce quality content, I do have to cut back somewhere. So for the remainder of this quarter, I'm testing some things out. I'm going to start posting about 5 to 6 times per week on short form, and I'm cutting back on my long form videos to 1 video per week, just to see, you know, what the analytics tell me, and I'll go from there. I'm pretty sure after the first quarter, I'll probably drop down the amount of short form content that I'm producing and focus more on my long form content, such as posting twice a week here on YouTube again, and then of course my blog. Right now, and we're going to get into this in a minute, for the month of February, my blog is going to be my main priority. I really want to get my blog accepted into Journey by Mediavine. So in order to do that, I need to start posting on Pinterest more, right? And in order for Pinterest to actually pick up what your profile is about, what niche you're in, as well as your website, you really have to feed it a lot of posts. And unfortunately, my blog is still newish, so I don't have enough blog posts on my blog to be able to consistently post on Pinterest like I need to. So in order to do that, it's probably going to sound crazy, but I actually love to write. So I'm going to try. I'll let you guys know how this turns out towards the end of the month. But the goal is to try to post 5 new blog posts per week for 12 weeks, which would give me at least 60 blog posts to be able to continuously feed on Pinterest on day in and day out, so that I can get my blog to a point where it's at least at 5,000, where it's at least 5,000 views per month, which is the minimum requirement for being accepted into Journey by Mediavine. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but that is the main reason why my main goal for the month of February is going to be my blog. So since we're already talking about February, let's go ahead and hop into the goals that we are trying to achieve for the month of February. January was a pretty good month for me. I accomplished a good chunk of my goals, and I'm happy with what I was able to achieve, but I'm really excited for the month of February to see what happens in terms of being more consistent with my short form and being able to produce more quality long form videos here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and hop into these goals. Okay, again, starting with the personal category. The goals, I think I'm pretty much going to stick with the same goals that I had from last month, which includes no strolling in bed at all at night, go to sleep before midnight on weekdays, and read 4 books. The only thing that I'm not going to do this month is I'm not going to set a TBR, because I really want to finish the books that I was supposed to read last month. Okay, so let's go ahead and move down to the health and fitness category. So for health and fitness, I do want to continue on with my daily walks, but I also want to try to improve my pacing for this 5K run. I also want to go ahead and sign up for my very first 5K race as well. And also in February, the Disney half marathon does open for registration. So fingers crossed I'm able to actually get in, but that is also a goal that I have for this month, is to actually sign up for the half marathon to make it official. Okay, so let's go ahead and move down to photography. For photography, I think I'm going to keep those goals the same, which is to, again, take time to learn those manual settings for my camera, take new pictures on my camera weekly, but also play around with actually filming and taking pictures in manual mode. Because for the most part, the pictures that I did take, they were either in auto or I had them in program auto, which is a little bit different. It does allow you to change some of the settings, but you're still allowing the camera to control everything else. I want to go full on manual mode by the end of the month. So that is a huge goal, but I know that I can do it if I actually just sit down and continue to do what I've been doing and just, tweaking things here and there and playing around with it to see what I like and what I don't like. Okay, and the last and final category again is YouTube and career. I want to keep that 5,000 subscribers on YouTube because I know that I can reach it by the end of this month. And I'm also going to change this a little bit, post on short form 5 to 6 times per week. Dedicate more time to blog by posting 5 posts per week. Those are the main goals that I'm setting for the month of February. I'm really excited for what is to come. And I'm really excited to actually put more time into my blog, because one of my major goals that I've had since forever is to, one, be able to basically be full-time with my blog and just content creation in general. But as mentioned, I do want to still work full-time, but I want to get to a point where content creation is really like bringing in, matching my full-time income or even exceeding it. That is the ultimate goal for me. Why is that? Because I do have 3 kids and I really want to be able to do a lot more with them in terms of traveling and whatnot. So just having that extra source of income would truly be like life-changing for us, to be able to take the kids on more trips and just do more family-friendly things. Not saying that we can't do that now on my full-time income, because we obviously can. It's myself and my husband working, but it's just different when you have extra money that you can just really use for whatever you want. It's not really cutting into your current lifestyle. So that is a main goal that I have. So I know I'll get there eventually, but that is just something I'm really excited to see how that unfolds. I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.